The other day, I said we were running out of words to describe the length and depth and depravity of all this black-on-white violence that we document here. Well, one of our viewers, listeners, readers chimed in and helped out. He called it white derangement syndrome. I mean, last month, we've had the head of the FBI tell a congressional committee he's keeping an eye on all those white nationalists who are going around the country attacking black people. A few days after that, we had a meeting of Democratic candidates for president stand on the side of a stage while an executive with the NAACP stood up and led the crowd in a chant and a cheer and honoring the woman who killed the black woman who killed a white New Jersey cop and who's now in political asylum in Cuba. Her name's Shakur. That's just the beginning of the derangement. What about these three examples of black-on-white violence in the last couple of weeks that just defy explanation, that just defy words? Well, they did until we found the expression white derangement syndrome.
Pictures of 3-year-old Leo Alvarez show swollen red eyes, not just from crying, but from the pepper spray his mother says a former neighbor sprayed in his face.
It caused me to go down, and she turned and, for multiple seconds, sprayed him directly in the eyes, less than maybe 6 inches from his eyes.
There was no lasting damage, but Diamond Alvarez says her toddler has some lingering fear from the attack that happened in their neighborhood last month. They were walking past a home when a woman who had recently moved out quickly pulled into the driveway.
And I didn't say anything. I didn't give a dirty look. I just, told him to wait, okay, we can go. And she immediately started just yelling.
Alvarez identified the woman yelling as Maria Russell, who tonight has 2 arrest warrants out for assault charges. Alvarez says Russell threw a soda can at her, then got back in the car and hit the gas.
She actually turned her vehicle and gassed it toward my son and hit his four-wheeler. And then I jumped in front of the vehicle in between her and my son, and I put my hand out, and she gassed it 4 more times.
That's when Alvarez says Russell got out and directly pepper sprayed her and Leo before driving off.
This involves a child, an innocent child that wasn't being rude or provoking her.
Police say surveillance video reveals the driver who crashed into 2 boys might have done it on purpose. It was April 5th near Falcon Middle School in Aurora. 21-year-old Oholahaney Atuno has been arrested. The State Patrol report says Atuno was seen in surveillance video circling that cul-de-sac several times before returning to run over the boys. William Piazza's 11-year-old son, Josh, was on the sidewalk when he was hit. Josh has a fractured skull and other injuries.
I can't imagine anything worse than running over a bunch of kids and not caring. They were more interested in saving themselves than ensuring that they didn't kill somebody.
An arrest affidavit indicates Atuno confessed to driving into the boys, but we don't know why. We do know he's being held on a $250,000 bond.
Tonight, a brazen confession in an unspeakable crime. Emmanuel Deshaun Aranda now charged with first-degree attempted murder premeditated after admitting he threw a 5-year-old boy off a balcony inside the Mall of America.
I looked at the scene. This is about a just under 40-foot fall.
Court documents released today show Aranda had a plan, telling police the day before he had come to the mall looking for someone to kill, but it did not work out. Aranda returned Friday saying he planned to kill an adult because they usually stand near the balcony, but he chose the victim instead.
We have a report over on the south side that someone just fell from the 3rd floor to the 1st floor.
The fall left the boy with multiple broken bones and massive head trauma. This isn't the first time Aranda's posed a threat inside the very same mall. In 2015, he was banned after throwing water in a woman's face and destroying property. He also has a prior conviction for assault.
The child's mom was there. She was beside herself. She was crying, screaming, begging everyone to pray.
Tonight, that young boy in critical condition. His family calling his fight a courageous battle.
There's a lot more of these. I mean, we do stories all the time about, we just did a story this morning about a couple of fellas attacking an old person in a garage. A couple of fellas, a fella attacking an old couple in their backyard.
Please, sir, I want some more.
We did a story about in the Pacific Northwest about one of the fellas and his buddy. He's in one of these convenience stores owned by an old Asian couple. They robbed them. On the way out the door, he turned around and shot the woman in the back. Now, and a couple days later, this guy shows up dead. Now they're having memorial services for the killer, the person who killed the old Asian lady. They're having memorial services for him, remembering him as a nice young man with a big, wide future ahead of him, and they don't know why he shot that old Asian woman in the back. Oh yeah, black people attacking Asian people, you better believe that's part of white derangement syndrome too. Because it doesn't matter if it's black on white, black on young, black on old, black on gay, black on straight, black on Amish, black on Eskimo, black on kitties, puppies, turtles, goldfish, chiropractors. It doesn't matter. The fellas just are not that into us, and it's getting harder and harder to ignore this level of hostility, depravity, hate, and violence. More and more people are starting to figure it out. More and more people are having a harder time denying the obvious. Even if that does make a couple of black kids angry.